Greetings, cinephiles. I'm Sue Wright, and welcome to the Wild Rivers Film Radio, the official podcast of the Wild Rivers Film Festival, coming to you on KCIW 100.7 FM. Today, we're excited to be sitting down at Compass Rose, one of our favorite local coffee shops, with two of our incredible Wild Rivers Film Festival volunteers, Emily Paiz and David Christensen. Emily is a college student planning to enroll in film school, and David is a retired member of the Brookings community who generously gives his time and energy to our festival. We'll let them share a bit more about themselves in a moment. But first, we want to thank the organizations who help make the Wild Rivers Film Festival and this podcast possible. A huge thank you to our 2025 presenting sponsor, the Tolowa Dene Nation. Your support is the reason we can bring independent cinema, film education, and summer workshops to our coastal community. We're also deeply grateful to the Roundhouse Foundation, Travel Curry Coast, Sutter Coast Hospital, and the City of Brookings for their generous contributions. And if you or your business want to be part of our mission, you can learn more about becoming a sponsor at wildriversfilmfestival.com. If you're new and this is your first time tuning in, welcome. The Wild Rivers Film Festival is a celebration of indie and local cinema happening every August right here in Brookings, Oregon. Over 4 unforgettable days, we screen more than 50 films at 3 venues across the city. Many of our films feature question and answers, sessions with visiting filmmakers, and the festival includes daily panel discussions, VIP parties, and our show-stopping awards ceremony. Passes are on sale now at wildriversfilmfestival.com. Join us. We can't wait to see you there. If you're just joining us, this is the Wild Rivers Film Radio. I'm Sue Wright here today, and we're joined by Emily Paiz and David Christensen, two of the smiling faces you'll see working behind the scenes at the festival. Emily and David, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's start at the beginning. So I'd like to just hear a bit about what inspired each of you to get involved with the Wild Rivers Film Festival. David?
Curiosity.
Okay. That's a good place to start.
100% curiosity. I was walking down on the boardwalk, and I saw your little booth that you had set up there, and I saw Wild Rivers Film Festival, and I thought, wow, what's a film festival? Because all I'd heard of was Cannes Film Festival over in Europe. In fact, I don't even know what country's in for sure. So that was how much I was in on film festivals. And so I walked on by, and I was there next week, and it's there again. I think it was Dan was manning it, and so we talked, and I was asking, well, what movies are you going to be showing? He said, well, we're not quite sure. We haven't got the lineup yet. And so I was, well, gee, they're not very organized here. They don't even know what movies they're going to show yet. And so then the third time, I believe it was you that I ran into, and you were giving out you could sign up for a drawing for free tickets, and at the bottom, would you like to volunteer?
Yeah.
And I stood there, I looked at it for a couple of minutes, I go, yeah, I'm curious, what is this all about? So I signed up. The worst I thought would happen is, well, I'm going to be able to watch some movies for free if I don't like doing what I'm doing, but it was fantastic.
Okay. Emily, what drew you to volunteer for the Wild Rivers Film Festival?
Well, I believe my boss, Natalie, told me about the workshop and the festival, and I know you as a customer, and I got to talk to you about it, and seemed like the perfect opportunity to experience film and behind the scenes process, and I love working with kids, so.
Oh, yes. And you mentioned that you're planning to pursue film school. Has volunteering with the festival or the workshop influenced your goals or ideas about filmmaking in any way?
Yes, I think it's just made me certain that I want to pursue film as a career. And it was really cool to see like camera work and the directing and editing, acting. So yeah, it inspired me to really go for film.
And anything that stood out about the workshop for you this year? Now, you were there about half of the days over the 2-week period with the 16 kids that were doing the workshop. And
yeah, it was cool to see like the kids communicating with each other and working together to create the films, and to see the sound design, how that worked, and cinematography. And I just thought it was a cool experience to connect with people and gain film experience.
okay. And David, as someone who's retired and choosing to spend time volunteering, what's your favorite part of being involved at the festival?
Oh, it's been meeting all the different people, learning about an industry that's been in my life the whole time I've been alive, and I never knew anything about it. You know, you've always been going to the movies and watching a movie and never really thinking about much about it. It's kind of like turning the light switch on, you know, it's just there. Getting into this, I've discovered how much is involved with putting together a film. Dan had 4 seminars on that, and so I attended all 4, and so I started getting a realization of how complicated this business actually is. And so when I go to a movie, I sit there when I watch the movie now, and I go, wow, what a camera shot. How did they do that? And then I sit at the end of the movie and watch all the credits go by. And I start looking at all these people, and all these people are making good money.
Huh?
And so it's like, you know, this is a fantastic industry. I need to learn more about it. So
Good. And it is, isn't it? It's one thing about being behind the scenes, being involved in
Right.
the filmmaking, is you really start looking at what's going on in a film differently. And even the kids in the workshop say that after the workshop. I don't watch a movie the same anymore.
No.
So, do you have either one of you, do you have any memorable moments or favorite stories from last year's festival or the film workshop?
One thing that I thought was cool was the director's stories about movies they worked on or famous actors that they worked with. And it was really cool to hear their experience, and inspired me to like want to do that in the future. And a funny moment I remember was when we got to throw spaghetti at the kids.
Oh, well,
for one
tell
of
us
the
more about that.
Yeah.
Throwing spaghetti at the kids.
Yeah.
That sounds like a story.
That was fun. That was a moment where they filmed a scene with a food war, and behind the camera, me and a couple directors had handfuls of spaghetti noodles in our hands. And on 1, 2, 3, we all threw spaghetti for the camera shot of the slow-mo spaghetti explosion.
So I'm going to take a moment to back up and just explain a little bit more about the Wild Rivers Film Workshop. So we hosted a 2-week filmmaking workshop for 12 to 18-year-olds in our local community. And this year, their project was to create a TV pilot for a teen comedy news program. So there are 11 skits that they're stitching together into a 30-minute episode. And one of the more challenging skits was a food fight called Meatball Militia. And if you're interested, the TV pilot will be screening at the film festival August 14 to 17.
Oh, good.
Yes. So in Meatball Militia, it's about 5 kids, right, are the crew. And they're having a food war. And it involves spaghetti. And I'm not going to tell our audience much more. They're just going to have to come see it. So, David, do you have some favorite moments from the festival last year or the workshop?
Well, a couple, I guess. But the main one is I think it was the wrap party, the award ceremony. During the 4 days, you get to know the directors that are coming in. And so you're talking with them when they walk in the door. I mean, you're talking one-on-one with them. And you get to know them, and then they'll get up front and explain a little bit about their film, why they made it, and then you watch it. And then at the end of the 4 days, you have this big award ceremony, and these people that you have gotten to know that you didn't know before are now getting awards. And I mean, you just feel, everybody's clapping, and you just feel so happy for them. So that was, to me, that was a very rewarding experience, which this whole thing is, it's if you're looking for an experience that's happy, rewarding, and you really enjoy, this is the thing to do.
Okay. Did you have a favorite film last year? It was a film or two that you were cheering on?
No, one particular one did not really stick out. It was, I know there's some thought-provoking ones, and there was one touching one about the lady that worked for NASA
Yes.
that lost her husband and her
Yes.
baby here north of the coast. That was sad.
But it's also inspiring in the
Yes,
fact that she
yeah.
goes on to finish her degree and become employed at NASA.
It was just interesting the amount of the shorts, the varieties. That's what was neat. Was had animations, shorts, full length, just a very wide
Documentaries.
variety. And
Yes.
being at the different locations, you get the whole weekend pass. You're able to see all of them.
So we answered your question about what is a film festival then, and during your volunteer experience.
Yes. It's a bunch of storytellers that have put something together out of their mind, and most of them have done it by themselves. They might have had to hire like a stunt crew to do the fight scene or something, but most of the work they've done themselves: the camera work, the audio work, the editing, the writing. It's amazing the people that you run into, the talents that they have.
So there's dozens of creatives in the same space at the same
Oh yes,
time. Quite
yes,
a party,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
So Emily, you're interested in film school. Can you tell us a little bit more about what inspires you and what you hope to accomplish?
Yeah. I feel like every time I watch a movie or a show, I just feel so inspired by the story in it and the camera work and all the work that's put into it. And it makes me want to be a part of that someday. And going to school, taking a couple film classes, it's the most fun I've had. And my goal is to have fun while I'm working. So it seems perfect.
That seems like a great goal because
Yeah.
if work's not fun, yes. When work is almost play, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
Our workshop days went really fast for me. It was like we got started at 8:30 and then it was 3:00 and it was,
Yeah.
can we get this finished in time? Can we get
Well, I've got respect for the film crews now, because I was involved with the setup and tear down, so on first in, last out. And there's a lot of work involved. I mean, this is just a local college, beautiful college out there, and very limited, but I could imagine what it'd be like on a major production. To just have to be chaos. Well, no, after the class, I can see why it's not chaos. Everything
It's
is so well planned.
controlled chaos?
Yes,
Isn't
yes,
it?
yes.
And I need to give a shout out to Southwestern Oregon Community College, the Curry campus, which hosted our film workshop
were
for 2
wonderful.
weeks. They were wonderful. They're so supportive, and it is a beautiful campus.
It was an invasion.
We were an invasion.
We were an invading country, that's for sure. We took over that place, but they were so nice and calm and relaxed.
We set up a pop-up studio upstairs, and we used all kinds of locations indoors and out to film for the kids to film their skits. And sometimes they were practicing their lines, and sometimes they were writing, and sometimes they were helping set up equipment or run equipment. They were really quite busy all week. So for listeners who are inspired by your experience, what would you say to someone considering volunteering for the festival?
If you want something different to do, all you're doing right now is sitting around watching TV on the weekend. Volunteer. You're going to meet new people. It stimulates me greatly to be around creatives. I never knew there was such a word till I got here. It's creatives. It's just people that they have things going on in their mind and they're able to do something with it in their hands and create things. Get out and meet these people. Join in with the celebration, the enjoyment, and you're going to learn something whether you want to or not.
What would you say to somebody that's thinking about volunteering, Emily?
I would say that even if you're a little bit interested in film, like movies, it's the perfect chance to experience behind the scenes of that and get experience with camera work and all the behind the scenes. So perfect chance.
So if you're in our audience and you're interested in volunteering for the film festival, you can reach out to us at info@wildriversfilmfestival.com, and we'll respond to you and get you a volunteer application and talk with you more about the different positions. But our volunteers do everything from work with our filmmakers and VIP services to working with the box office to helping with tech, with setup for our films. They help with our events like the awards ceremony. So there's all different kinds of things that our volunteers do, and we can't do it without you. We absolutely can't do it without you. We have a small board of 5 executive members and about 5 advisory members, and they work really hard to bring the festival together to raise the money for the workshop. But we couldn't host a 4-day film festival without our fabulous volunteers.
And every day is a surprise.
Can you tell us about a surprise, David?
Oh, for peace, it's, let's see, there really isn't a job description. If you're used to working for somebody, you usually have a job description you go by. This is not that kind of a situation. You're told, okay, you're going to go help show the videos, show up the library. And so you get down the library and, nothing's set up yet. And so you're rushing around and you don't even know for sure what you're doing. But so eventually somebody does show up that kind of knows what they're doing. So you start rushing around and it comes together. So you just be ready.
Okay. And the audience doesn't know anything about this, right?
And everybody that shows up is smiling. Everybody you work with has a smile on their face, is relaxed. Now, see, Dan, I guess I got a man crush on him. I never saw somebody that could take on so much constantly and keep us cool.
Yes.
It just totally amazed me. I'm just, I'm kind of getting in my wits end sometimes, and he's just calm and cool.
He's very solutions oriented. We're talking about Dan Springen, our executive director for the Wild Rivers Film Festival. He's also the executive director for the Orlando Film Festival, which is 10 days in October in Orlando, Florida. So he comes to us with just this remarkable background in running a film festival, but he's also amazing in supporting younger, newer filmmakers. And one of the things that we've done at the Wild Rivers Film Festival is initiate the Elmo Williams Award for the most outstanding young filmmaker each year. And Elmo Williams was an Academy Award-winning filmmaker, producer, director, editor, High Noon, Tora, Tora, Tora. The list goes on. His filmography fills several pages, and we have it up in our office. He lived in Brookings for decades. He was a very substantial member of the community here. He helped launch the library, the Chetco Community Public Library, as well as the Capella in the park and the park itself. And so to honor him, we have this special award. And we do have money prize awards for our top filmmakers, the feature film, the documentary film, and the short film, as well as the Elmo Williams Award. So close to closing out, and I just wanted to ask both of you if you've got anything that you'd like to add that we didn't cover. Emily works here at Compass Rose, so maybe she'd like to speak to that.
Yeah, I feel like working as a barista at Compass Rose is a great way to meet people, and that's how I met you, and that's how I met Michael, who you both have experience in film.
Our sound tech in the background there.
Yeah, so it's a great way to meet people and get involved in film.
Okay.
For me, the workshop was absolutely amazing. The first week of starting out with just no ideas and using a deck of cards to come up with the different stories, because you got to have the good guy, the bad guy, the plot, and where it's going to happen. And using the cards to pull those out, and then coming up with the concept, writing a script, and then planning that script out. I mean, it's and then getting ready to finding out how the scenes need to be set, finding a scene, for the first week and the second week is actually doing it,
Yes.
using the equipment and using all the lights and the cameras and hustle, bustle, and everything around, trying to get everybody set up, and then all the takes that it takes to get everything right, and because everything's just got to be perfect. So,
And for anyone in our audience who might be interested in film education, one of the things we're rolling around for next year is a non-credit college class out at SWAC in filmmaking for adults. So kind of expanding our teen workshop for adults in the area who are interested, because we've had several people say, well, I would like to take that workshop. So,
I think it'd be worthwhile.
Okay.
I'll be there.
okay. I'm as surprised and not surprised at how many people in the community are interested in filmmaking, as well as the film festival.
Well, now for me, I've been kind of tinkering with YouTube, and so there you're creating something. You've got to have a story, a story that interests people, and you have to come up with a way to come up with video and audio. So I'm sure that there's a lot of other people doing the same thing, and this is just an extension of that.
Right.
And so it's that's what I've enjoyed most. Is it's just an extension of something I started to discover, and so it's a really neat field.
So both of you are probably playing around with videography anyway, right?
Right,
And
yes.
so
Yeah.
this, the workshop, isn't it a place where you can get your hands on equipment you might not otherwise have access to?
Oh yeah, I took pictures of the equipment and I went out there and started researching them. Wow.
So,
$6,000 for a camera. That's not the lenses or anything. That's just a camera. So
we've had Wild Rivers Film Festival has had some very generous support to help us purchase that equipment so that we have it for our workshop and other projects that we might be involved in.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, David, you've traveled quite a bit, so I'm just, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about how you got to Brookings?
I guess serendipity. I didn't even know what serendipity meant till a while back.
Okay.
I was working some things out and how things work out. And my wife and I hit the road about 6.5 years ago now. Sold everything we had, hit the road, and the goal was to find places that's in the mid 70 degrees. I'd been in Iowa in the wintertime raising that. I hated wintertime, and then down in Arkansas in the summertime, and in Arizona in the summertime, and I liked the medium temperature. So that's what we used as a guide. And find our new place to live. I've always moved around a lot and never been happy with staying put. I kind of get and set up in an area, then I'm ready to move on. But it's going, you get too old for this. You got to find a place to finally land. And so we traveled around, fell in love with coast of Maine. Weather up there is terrible. And so we come across the states and wound up in Bandon. Pulled up on the overlook there. My wife and I just looked at each other and went, we found it. And so we did some looking around and I found Brookings, about the same population as the town I'm from in Iowa originally. And it just has a feeling about it. I've always had a feeling for the ocean. The ocean just makes you feel a particular way, the ocean air and the environment. And this is the happiest I've been in my whole life. So I'm very happy to be here. People I'm meeting and just enjoying life.
Okay. Emily, can you tell us a little bit more about how you found your way to Brookings?
Yeah. Brookings was just such a beautiful place, and I had never been to Oregon before. And I was moving up to Jedediah Smith with my fiance. And it's just a beautiful park. It was very far from home, but it was definitely worth it. With all the trees and the coast, it was the best of everything.
And how did you find your way to Compass Rose?
Compass Rose was actually the first cafe that me and my fiance went to. And it was amazing coffee, amazing people, and I ended up befriending some of the workers there, and they offered me to come work here because I was looking for a job. I was like, yeah, it seems perfect. So
I think you're a good fit, too.
thank you.
That's it for this episode of the Wild Rivers Film Film Radio. If you'd like to learn more about the festival, grab passes, sign up to volunteer, or become a sponsor, head to wildriversfilmfestival.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, where we share updates, behind-the-scenes stories, and sneak peeks of what's to come. Our recording was done by Michael Gorse, sound mixing and editing by Tom Bozak. Our producer is yours truly, Sue Wright. Today's guests were Emily Paiz and David Christensen. And thanks for listening. And until next time, we'll see you at the movies. Hello, everyone. Wild Rivers Film Festival is coming to Brookings, Oregon, and it's just around the corner, August 14 to 17. 4 days of incredible indie films. We have features, documentaries, shorts, and this year we have more films from the Pacific Northwest, and some of them are stunningly beautiful. I've been doing a sneak peek at some of the film submissions. One of them is some aerial artists down in Klamath doing an aerial dance below the Klamath River Bridge. It is absolutely beautiful. And I saw the first scene come up, and it's these two women in these pink dance outfits, and you can just see them. They look like they're flying. And I'm just telling you, it's stunningly beautiful. But that's just one tiny snippet of the 4 films that we'll be showing. So our documentaries will be at the Chetco Public Library. Our short films will be in blocks at the Chetco Pelican Players Playhouse. And our features will be at our local historic Redwood Theater. Our passes are some of the most reasonable on the whole West Coast, so you can get a day pass for $20 if you're just here for 1 day and see all the movies that you can get in 1 day. You can get a whole weekend pass for $50, and you can see as many movies as you can get in 3 days. But the best deal is our VIP passes. $150 will get you into all our films. Our happy hours, our after parties, and our awards ceremony, as well as our opening night film. That's still a surprise. So look for us, wildriversfilmfestival.com. Passes are on sale.